In the cold embrace of the north, the day begins before the sun climbs the peaks. Silence hangs heavy over the water, broken only by the gentle lapping of the tide. From the mist, the shapes of the settlement slowly reveal themselves. Built from the land itself, these timber halls stand resilient against the elements. A thin trail of smoke signals the waking of the household. Inside, the air is thick with the scent of old wood and lingering warmth. The heart of the home is the first to waken. Fresh birch feeds the fire, casting dancing shadows on the walls. Tools of daily life stand ready, silent witnesses to generations of labor. Along the walls, the family rests on raised platforms insulated by firs. Water, drawn from the nearby stream, is cold and clear. The iron cauldron is suspended over the growing flames, preparing the morning meal. Flatbread bakes on hot stones, a staple for the day ahead. Age is revered here, holding the memory of the clan. Layers of wool and linen provide protection against the northern chill. The heavy wooden door creaks open, revealing the brightness of the morning. The farmyard is already alive with the movements of animals and kin. Livestock must be tended to before the people eat. The rhythm of the hammer will soon join the sounds of the farm. Iron is the backbone of their survival, shaped with heat and force. Wood is carved not just for utility, but for beauty. Children learn the ways of the clan through play and observation. Small tasks contribute to the sustenance of the whole. Preservation is key to surviving the long winters. As the sun rises higher, the work moves to the open fields. The earth must be turned to yield its bounty. Seeds are scattered with hope for the coming harvest. Agriculture binds the people to the land season after season. Flocks roam the hills, providing wool for warmth. The wool harvest is as vital as the grain. Back at the homestead, the wool is prepared for the spindle. The drop spindle dances, turning chaos into order. Nature provides the colors, madder for red, woad for blue. Bright fabrics drying in the wind display the family's status. The forest edge offers berries and herbs for medicine and flavor. Fuel is a constant need, requiring strength and endurance. Winter is always coming. The woodpile is a measure of security. Honey is the sweetest prize, guarded by the bees. In the wilder places, traps are checked for furs and meat. A hare or a bird adds variety to the evening pot. Knowledge of plants is passed down, a quiet power. The quernstone turns, a daily rhythm of the household. Milk is transformed into butter, rich and valuable. Barrels and sacks hold the surplus, guarded against pests. High ground offers a view of the lands and the approach. Rivers are the highways of the inland, connecting farm to farm. Where the path meets the water, a bridge marks the way. Neighbors meet and exchange news, the fabric of community. Goods move slowly on wheels of wood and iron. The path leads to the trading center, a hub of activity. Here, The wealth of the world is displayed on rough tables. Silver is the currency, weighed and cut to seal the deal. Furs from the deep north bring warmth and status. Items from distant lands tell stories of long voyages. Local artisans show their skill in clay and bone. Antler and bone are shaped into tools of daily grooming. Leather is stitched for shoes that will walk miles. Protection is an investment. A blade is prized not for its shine, but for its steel. Colors on a shield identify friend from foe. The smell of roasting meat draws the hungry. Thirst is quenched with ale, brewed in the farmsteads. Voices mingle in many dialects, a melting pot of the north. Not all here are free, a grim reality of the age. Life continues in all its forms, oblivious to the commerce. News travels by word of mouth, carried by travelers. A good horse is a warrior's companion and a farmer's engine. Provisions are bought for the long days ahead. Glass is melted and wound, tiny jewels of color. The result is beauty that will adorn the neck of a lady. Silver is hammered into arm rings, wealth worn on the body. Not all bargains are struck easily, but in the end, an agreement binds them. The crowd begins to thin as people return to their tasks. The path leads inevitably to the water, the gateway to the world. The dragon ships, sleek and deadly, rest in the calm water. On the beach, a new vessel takes shape, rib by rib. The adze shapes the keel, the spine of the dragon. Pine tar seals the wood against the rot of the sea. Iron rivets clench the planks together, overlapping in strength. Woolen sails, woven with immense labor, wait to catch the wind. Ropes of bast or hide are twisted tight. Small boats serve the daily needs of fishing and transport. Nets are cast, hoping for the silver harvest of the deep. The sea gives but requires strength to take. On the shore, the catch is processed immediately. Those who sail far must know the sun and the stars. A ship is being loaded for a journey, barrels and chests. Partings are common with no promise of return. The oars dip and the ship glides away from the land. The fjord opens up, leading to the vast gray ocean. The weather in the north is fickle, changing in an instant. The tide brings gifts, wood, amber, sometimes wreckage. On shore, the work never ceases. Nets must be mended. Gulls cry overhead, the constant soundtrack of the coast. Sea water is boiled down to leave behind precious salt. Even ships have a lifespan, returning to the earth. From the water, the settlement looks small and fragile. Boats return as the day begins to wane. The day's catch is brought ashore. The community gathers at the Thing, the assembly of free men. The law speaker recites the code from memory, standing on the rock. Disputes are settled here, not by blood but by word. Great deeds and loved ones are remembered in stone. A master carver chips away eternity. It is also a time for kin to reconnect. Young men test their strength in wrestling and stone lifting. Minds are sharpened with Nefertafel, the king's table. The spiritual world is never far away. Offerings are made in the holy grove for a good harvest. A bowl of grain, a pour of mead to the earth. The sun begins its descent, painting the sky in fire. As shadows lengthen, fire returns to claim the night. The people return to the warmth of their halls. The animals are brought in for safety. The outside world is shut away. Inside, the evening meal is a time of plenty. Horns are filled, spirits are lifted. The head of the house sits at the high seat. Laughter and conversation fill the hall. Even the hounds wait for a fallen scrap. Music softens the hearts of warriors. The skald weaves tales of gods and heroes. Young and old hang on every word. The fire casts shadows that seem to act out the saga. The evening wears on, and the fire settles into embers. Exhaustion takes the little ones first. The remnants of the feast are cleared away. Outside, the watchman begins his lonely vigil. The moon rises, casting a silver path on the water. The sky dances with the spirits of the ancestors. Silence reclaims the village. The animals are huddled together for warmth. The last ember glows, a promise of tomorrow's fire. Even the sword rests hung on the wall. Dreams take them to Valhalla or the fields of harvest. The wind howls outside, but the hall is safe. The night belongs to the hunters of the dark. A dusting of snow whispers of the winter to come. Cold fingers trace patterns on the wood. The cycle turns, the night gives way. The herald of the dawn prepares to call. Inside, the first movement begins again. The fire is revived from the coals. Day follows night, generation follows generation. They lived, they loved, they fought, they died. Their echoes remain in the land. The earth remembers what we forget. A day in the life, a moment in time.